It is estimated by the year 2020 there will be 275 million American, with 100 millions of them expecting some kind of government support. This will include federal employees, military retirees, postal workers, school teachers, and other government employees, as well as retired expecting Social Security and Medicare payment. And they are contra- contractually correct in expecting it because in one way or another most has been investing in that promise. Unfortunately, there has been too many promises made for years, and how the bill is coming due. I do not think those financial promises can be kept if our government begins to raise taxes even higher to pay for those promises. Those who can escape will escape to countries that have lower taxes. In the information age, the term offshore will not mean another country as a tax haven. Offshore could mean cyberspace. A great change is at hand. I recall President John F. Kennedy warning a great change is at hand. Well, that change is here, or as Bob Dylan, a prophet of the baby boom generation, said in his song, the times they are a changing, you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone. Investing without being investors. The change from defined benefits to defined contribution pension plan is forcing millions of people throughout the world to become investors. With little investors education, many people who have spent their life avoiding financial risks are now being forced to take them. Financial risks with their future, their old age, at the end of their working years. Most will find out if they were wise investors or careless gamblers only when it comes time to retire. Today, the stock market is the talk of the world. It is fueled by many things, one of which is non-investor trying to become investors. Their financial path look like this. Employed to self-employed, self-employed to investors. A large majority of these people, the E and the S, are people who by nature are security oriented. That is why they seek secure job or secure career or start a small business they can control. They are migrating today because of the define contribution retirement plans to the I quadrant where they hope they will find security for when their working years are over. Unfortunately, the I quadrant is not known for its security. The I quadrant is the quadrant of bricks. Because of many people on the left side of the cash flow quadrant come looking for security, the stock market responds in kind. That is why you hear so often the following words: diverse diversification. People who seek security use the word diversification a lot. Why? Because the strategy of the diversification is an investment strategy for not losing. It is not an investment strategy for winning. So successful or rich investors do not diversify, they focus their efforts. Warren Buffett, possibly the world's greatest investor, say this about diversification: the strategy we have adopted precludes our following a standard diversification dogma. Who Many pundits would therefore say the strategy must be riskier than that employed by more conventional investors. We disagree. We believe that a policy of portfolio concentration may well decrease risks if it rises as it should. Both the intensity with which an investor think about a business and the comfort level he must feel with its economic characteristics before buying into it. In other words, Warren Buffett is saying that portfolio concentration or focusing on a few investments rather than diversifying is a better strategy. In his mind, concentration rather than diversification requires you to become smarter, more intense in your thoughts and actions. His article goes on to say that average investors avoid volatility because they think volatility is risky. Warren Buffett say instead, in fact, the true investors welcome volatility. For my wife and me to get out of the financial struggles and find financial freedom, we did not diversify. We concentrated our investment. Blue chip stock security minded investors usually buy blue chip companies. Why? Because in their mind they are safer. While the company might be safer, the stock market is not. Mutual funds people who know little about investing feel more secure about turning their money over a funds manager they hope will do a better job than they can. And this is a smart strategy for people who have no intention of becoming professional investor. The problem is, as smart as this strategy is, it does not mean that mutual funds are less risky. In fact, if there is a stock market crash, we might see what I call the mutual fund meltdown, a financial catastrophe as devastating as the Talipo Talipomonia crash in 1610, the South Sea Bubble meltdown of 1620, and the junk bond bombshell in 1990.